Hi, welcome to Season 2, Episode 12 of The Weekly Wave. I'm Matthew Lyons.
And I'm Aaron Johnson.
And our special guest here today is drama instructor, Mr. Steve Shannon. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good.
I'm doing fantastic.
Great.
So we brought you here on the show today to talk about Mamma Mia, a play that the drama production is doing the 14th. Am I correct?
12, 13, 14.
12, 13, 14.
Yep.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about what Mamma Mia is and, basically what it is?
Yeah, so Mamma Mia basically is a jukebox musical. It's basically you sort of pick a band or an artist and you sort of take a collection of their songs and sort of create an original work with storyline around. So that's what we call a jukebox musical, and Mamma Mia is one of those. So it features all the music of ABBA, and with the exception of one or two minor lyric changes, like all the songs are in their original format with original lyrics, and so they sort of created a narrative about it. And it opened in London in 1999, so long before the movie came out with Meryl Streep and some of those people. So it's been around now for 20 plus years, and we're excited to be doing it.
Awesome.
What made you choose Mamma Mia specifically?
I think a lot of theater groups, high school community and otherwise, are always looking for new titles to do because for a long time there was the same shows over and over again, not a lot to choose from. And when a new property becomes available, people are anxious to do something new. And there's also the piece that you want to get people in the door. You want to choose a title that it's going to be intriguing to the community and say, oh, I really like to see that. People tend to want to come out and see something they're more familiar with than something that they've never heard of before. So we applied for the rights last year and didn't get them. And then this year we did it, got the rights, and we're like, let's do it.
Awesome.
Nice.
I really enjoyed Grease last year. I don't think you know how big of a fan I was. And that was crazy. And you had your own kind of twang put on that. Mm-hmm. What are the adaptations, or basically twang, you're going to put onto this musical?
Is that a new term, Aaron? I've never heard of the twang
I've never heard
before.
of it either.
Hey, hashtag the twang.
Hashtag
There we go. I try not to, I haven't seen the movie in years because I don't want that influencing directorial choices I make and things like that. And you also have to look at your cast. You have to look at the unique abilities and talents of the kids that you have in your show. And so you have to sort of be flexible and adapt to what they can or, can't do, or play to their strengths, certainly, too. So that sort of helps guide my direction when I'm directing a show. I don't come in with a preconceived notion, or that I'm not able to be a little bit more flexible and sort of adapt to what our circumstances are. Sometimes weather plays a factor, and knock on wood, we haven't had any snow days, but if we lost 3 or 4 days due to snow days, then we'd have to sort of figure out how do we modify our plan to get to opening night, basically. So like I said, I don't really use the music, and I actually was just in a production of this back in the fall, and I really tried to not reference that version, because, being in the show versus, directing a show, I've tried to make this our own unique, presentation, with the exception of the set. We did buy the set from the Norwood Theater, and it's a great set. So
awesome. I'm excited.
So as Aaron mentioned with Grease and Almost Maine this year, which again was great.
Thank you.
What's different? What changes with each new production that you do?
Like I said, I mentioned the cast. I mean, it's really, it's like any combination of any team. It's like personalities and all those things. You try and get the best team assembled. But every show and every new cast presents a new opportunity to do these discoveries. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think it's fun to explore the music of ABBA. I grew up in the 70s, so it's fun. So that's been, fun. And I remember seeing this the first time when it came to Boston, and I was a little reluctant. I'm like, an ABBA show, who wants to go really see that? Yeah. And by the end of the show, everybody's standing up and singing along and clapping along, and it's just one big fun party at the end of the show.
Fantastic.
So it's really fun. So that's kind of that. I don't know if that answered your question, but but it is unique. So and next year we'll look at a different show and see what that opportunity brings.
So in the spring, the drama production, they do musicals rather than a play. What is your favorite part about musicals? Because I found musicals so fun and energetic.
Yeah. So. I think, I think sometimes sitting through a play is hard for some people, and I think the music just adds a layer of, sort of entertainment. It sort of engages people in a way that the spoken word doesn't always do. And I'm not anything against plays by any stretch of the imagination, but I think the musical component certainly helps people sort of engage. And I love the fact that as audience members, we sort of suspend our belief, that suddenly characters break into song. Yeah. But oftentimes those songs are really narrative, and they're giving us an insight into the internal monologue or emotional state of a particular character. And it allows you to sort of either relate to it or internalize it yourself as you watch it happen and unfold. So, and I think that's the great part of a musical.
Great.
What's your one play or musical that's your dream one to do?
That's a hard question. I have lots of favorites for lots of different reasons. I have musicals like, for example, Godspell is a great score by Stephen Schwartz. Don't think there's a bad song in the show, but I'm not crazy about the story or the actual presentation of that show, but I love the score. Gypsy is one of my favorite scores, and that's a show that we did years and years and years ago, and I'd like to do again sometime in the near future. Little Shop of Horrors is a great, they're making a new remake of the film, the one that Rick Moranis starred in years and years ago. They're remaking it, but that's a great story, great music, by Alan Menken and Howard Ashman, who did Little Mermaid and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast and all those shows, Newsies, a lot of that stuff. So that's another great one that I know is sort of a hot property. It's kind of, sort of going around the community theater circuit now too, that our students are interested in possibly exploring at some point too.
Well,
thank you so much.
I have no further questions. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Great. I hope people come and see it. You can get your tickets online at showtixforyou.com, or there's always tickets available at the door. We have 740 seats to fill, so sometimes the rumor gets spread that we're sold out, but always try the door, as we're always happy to let people in and see what we're doing.
Yeah, big theater, lots of fun. I can't wait to see it.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching. Tune in Friday for a brand new episode of Guessing It.
Make sure to follow us on our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Green Wave Gazette.
Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.